All right, let's talk about something that's quietly changing everything. We're talking about a huge shift in AI, moving it from these giant, far-off data centers right into, well, your pocket. You know that feeling, right? You ask your AI something, and there's that little pause, that lag. Or maybe you get that little flicker of a thought, where is this information actually going? Well, what if all of that could just go away? So, the easiest way to get your head around this is with a simple analogy. Think of cloud AI like a massive, brilliant library way across town. It knows like everything, but you've got to send a request and wait for the answer to come back. On device AI, that's like having a little pocket expert right there with you. The answer is instant, it's private, and it's always on. And that right there is the core idea. The AI brain, the model itself, doesn't live on some server farm miles away. It's running right there on your device. And that is a total game changer because it means your personal data can finally stay personal and things happen fast. That is the big question, isn't it? I mean, this idea isn't brand new, but it's really only just now becoming a practical reality for all of us. So, what changed? Why now?
Well, it turns out it was kind of a perfect storm. Three huge developments all came together at exactly the right time. Let's break them down.
First up, the hardware. For years, trying to run real AI on a phone would have just absolutely crushed your battery and been incredibly slow. But now, we have these things called NPUs, neural processing units. Think of it like a special, dedicated engine built right into your phone's chip that does one thing and one thing only: run AI tasks super, super fast and efficiently. Second, the AI brains themselves got a whole lot smaller. The first big AI models were enormous, way too big to ever fit on a phone. But now, thanks to some really clever engineering tricks, with names like quantization and distillation, they can shrink these models down, kind of like compressing a giant photo into a tiny file that still looks great. They keep most of the smarts, but now they can actually fit. And the final piece of the puzzle? We, the users, started to care. A lot. We wanted instant answers, and we got way more concerned about our data privacy. So companies like Apple, Google, and Samsung, they all realized that speed and privacy weren't just nice-to-haves anymore. They were a huge competitive advantage. So when you ask your phone to do something, how does it know where to send the request? Well, you can think of it like there's a little AI traffic cop living inside your phone's operating system. It looks at what you're asking for and decides in a split second, is this a job for the local pocket expert, or do we need to send out for help from the big faraway library? It's all about what's fastest and most secure for that specific task. Okay, so that's the theory. But let's look at how this is actually showing up on the phones and laptops that we're all using right now. Let's start with Apple, because their whole strategy, which they call Apple Intelligence, is built around this on-device first idea. Your phone or Mac is always going to try to handle things itself before it even considers reaching out to the cloud. And this is where it gets really interesting. A lot of the new AI features you see, they happen completely on your device. Things like rewriting an email to sound more professional, getting a quick summary of a long article, or even asking Siri a question about what's on your screen. None of that data has to leave your phone. But what about the really big, heavy-duty tasks? For those, your device can escalate the request to something Apple calls private cloud compute. And this is their big privacy pitch. It's a special, secure cloud where your data is used for that one single task and is then immediately discarded. It's specifically designed so that nobody, not even Apple, can see it. Now let's hop over to the Android world. Samsung and Google are also all in on on-device AI, but you can see they have a really strong focus on these amazing real-time features that crucially work even when you're offline. And this is where you can really feel the power of on-device processing. With Samsung's latest phones, you can literally have a phone call with someone speaking another language, and it will translate for you in real time, even if you have zero cell service. Or on a Google Pixel, you can record a lecture and get an instant summary without ever connecting to the internet. That's pure on-device magic. And hey, it's not just about our phones. Microsoft is pushing this exact same idea really hard into the desktop with what they're calling Copilot Plus PCs. These are new laptops that are required to have powerful NPUs built in just for local AI. And the big headliner feature here is something called Recall.
Basically, it creates a searchable memory of pretty much everything you see and do on your computer. Now, that sounds pretty intense from a privacy perspective, right? But the whole selling point is that it's designed to be 100% local. Your entire memory is encrypted, and it never, ever leaves your machine. So it's faster, it's more private. Sounds perfect. But, with technology, there are always trade-offs. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. When you put them side by side, it becomes really clear. Local on-device AI is the undisputed champion of speed, privacy, and working offline. No question. But cloud AI still holds the crown for raw power and capability. Why? Because those models in the faraway library are just gigantic, and they know more stuff. So here's a really simple way to remember it all. Your local AI is a sprinter. It's built for incredible bursts of speed over short distances. The cloud AI, that's your marathoner. It's built for those huge, complex challenges that require a ton of endurance and deep knowledge. And it's really important to keep our expectations in check here. These on-device models have a much shorter memory, or what engineers call a context window. Plus, new features will probably roll out slowly depending on your language or where you live. And here's the big one. You're likely going to need the newest, most powerful devices to get the full, seamless experience. So, after going through all of that, what are the three most important things to walk away with? Okay, if you only remember three things, make it these. Number one, on-device AI is for speed, privacy, and relatively simple tasks. Number two, cloud AI is still king for heavy-duty, complex thinking. And number three, that hybrid approach, our little traffic cop, is the secret sauce that lets your device give you the best of both worlds. And that really leaves us with one last big question to think about. As this incredibly powerful technology gets more and more personal, as it literally lives in our pockets, who gets to decide where we draw the line between amazing convenience and essential privacy? That's the conversation we're all going to be having for a long time to come.